today about the importance of self-love in our relationships. And he is a relationship coach and matchmaker. It is such a pleasure for us to have him in our midst today. He is the only male among us today. And so we are grateful for having his presence with us. Mr. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to everyone that's a part of your audience, the attendees that attended this call. I'm privileged to actually be here. And by the way, Angelique did a fantastic job speaking previously.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so a young lady called me a few days ago, sad, depressed, and scared. She said, Daniel, I'm 54 years old and my husband of 19 years just cheated on me. I feel worthless. I don't deserve love. I caused the cheating. I don't deserve to be happy. When I asked her why she felt that she caused the cheating, she said, I've been nagging him about my own insecurities because of previous relationships and kept accusing him until one day he cheated. I complained to him constantly about how fat I was and how I know he must see more women that are prettier than I. And I think that also has contributed to the infidelity. I know I'm fat. I know that I'm not good looking. I know I'm worthless. A lady named Shailene Woodley once said, I think the most important thing in life is self-love. Because if you don't have self-love and respect for everything about your own soul, your own capsule, then how can you have an authentic relationship with anyone else? So the question that I pose on you is, are you struggling with self-love? If so, then know that you're not alone. I mean, most people do. According to a recent statistic I read, over 65% of people has at least one issue as it relates to self-love. It could be holding on to toxic relationships, failing to love themselves, not just from outward appearances, but from deep-rooted emotional and psychological issues that stem from past hurt, being put down or let down by others, and not believing they deserve happiness. Listen to me. I want you to listen. You deserve to be happy. And you may not get it in the relationship you're currently in, or you just may. But when you start loving and appreciating yourself the right ways all of the time, you will attract that love to you. I'm reminded of a story of a woman I knew who was at one point very vibrant and had at one point shown a great example of self-love. She got into a very toxic relationship with a man that put her down so much she attempted suicide. The mental abuse that she received destroyed what she thought of herself. But had she realized just how special she was, just how beautiful she was inside and out, and just how worthy she was, she wouldn't let his words affect her mental well-being. I want you to say, I'm special. I want you to think this. I want you to say, I'm love. I want you to say, I appreciate all that I am and all that I will potentially be and all that I have potential to be. I want you to feel that. I want you to feel that. I want you to say, I'm worthy. I'm a great person. I'm me. If you say this or other positive affirmations each day with conviction and belief, you and the person you're with, if you're in a relationship, will notice just how positive you will begin to carry yourself. You have to let go of past hurt, limited beliefs, lies you were told by others, and even to yourself, like not being good enough or not fit for a relationship or not deserving to be happy, or you're focusing on previous mistakes. You were made in creation of love. You are the epitome of potential. You are special. You are worthy. So you should definitely appreciate yourself. Appreciate everything about yourself, all of your qualities. I want you to imagine a life where you're comfortable with who you are. What kind of life do you see? I want you to right now close your eyes and just imagine it. How can that translate into your relationship? See, each of us has choices. We have choices. We have the choice to love ourselves, which enable others to love us, or the choice not to. But you teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Focus on your good qualities because, as Oprah Winfrey said, what you focus on expands. And do right by yourself. Accept your past, but don't dwell on it. Focusing on negative things from the past prevents blessings from occurring in your relationship and overall in your life. Blessings that are stopped creates resistance. And what resists persists. So to change the negative cycle, you have to be willing to let things go and let things flow. Take what you learned from previous relationships and move forward. And if you're in a relationship currently where you're happy, appreciate it. And don't hold that person you're currently with responsible for your past. Because I see at certain times some people also who are very guarded. They guard their heart. But if you have your heart guarded by walls and gates, how can you possibly expect someone to steal your heart? Look at it from a literal perspective. If you're in a mentally problematic relationship, then get out. Taking mental whoopings is not love. Love should not hurt. What your significant other or partner says to you should never, ever cause emotional pain. Because do you know what you allow into your mental space manifests into something physical? It's not uncommon to experience frustration, anger, or sadness and then feel physical pain such as headaches or backaches or chest pain or other problems. But it's also not uncommon to be happy, to be hopeful, to be loving, and at peace, and experience a healthier body. Chris Carr, who's a best-selling author and cancer survivor, once said, if you don't think your anxiety, depression, sadness, and stress impact your physical health, think again. All of those things trigger chemical reactions in your body, which can lead to inflammation and a weakened immune system. Powerful stuff. So what I say is, don't let this occur. Get rid of the toxic people in your lives. How many of you out there know someone who's very toxic? How many of you out there have people in your lives currently that are creating negative, toxic who's created a negative, toxic environment for you. You need to let them go. You need to get rid of them. You need to get rid of your negative thoughts or anything else that affects you in a negative way mentally. You can be happy, but it all starts from within. Happiness starts from within. I was in a toxic relationship. Yes, as a relationship coach, at one point I was in a very toxic relationship. And I had to experience mental and verbal abuse. And as a man, it was very difficult for me to actually share that with other people because of the embarrassment and actually hearing the type of responses that I figured that I would receive, and I actually did. They looked at me and they say, "You're receiving verbal abuse, you're receiving abuse as a man, and you're a big man at that, who works out all the time?" Yes, I received that. I received emotional abuse. I received verbal abuse. I received mental abuse, and it hurt me. I also had a lack of happiness and a lack of motivation and drive and willingness to do things. And things went from bad to worse, and I had physical pain. And it wasn't until I realized who I was and my gift that I can supply in relationships through love and expression that my mind would begin to change. Realize who you are. Realize that you have the power to change your relationship for the better. This may be hard to believe for some of you, and for others it may not, but you control the tide of your relationship. That, for some of you, may be empowering or discouraging. But once you discover that, you will be in position to make a choice. It's your choice at that point to complain about what you can or can't offer in a relationship or not. It's your choice to complain about your shortcomings, your flaws, your challenges, or not. It's your choice to complain to God about all of your issues or not. Mary Morrissey, a law of attraction expert, once said, "Stop telling God about your big problems and tell your problems about your big God." It's up to you to change your mindset for the better. It's up to you to gain control of your relationship or love life. And it's up to you to realize that you are special. Start focusing on that, and your relationships will change for the better. Stacy?
Thank you so much, Danielle. That was short, spicy, and just to the point. I really, really appreciate your time with us today. Oh, my goodness. That was just like I was holding on for more.
You're very welcome.
You know that we are relationship coach, and so we always like talking about relationship. That's just my thing. And
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you coming to share, because if you don't love yourself, and I talked about that earlier today, it is very hard for you to receive love from somebody who wants to be a part of your life. And when you get that person, if you don't know your worth, you won't know what love feels like. You'll get garbage and think that's love. But when you know your worth and you love yourself enough, you'll know what your value is, and you'll be able to know and identify love. And so I thank you so much for sharing with us from your heart. At this time, we're opening the lines for question and answer, and everyone will be taken off mute. And if you have a question or comment for Mr. Daniel, please feel free to share. In the meantime, I'll check social media for any questions that we may have. Okay, so someone on Facebook is asking a question, and the person said, I've been in a relationship where my spouse became abusive, but he has calmed down. Do you think that this is a relationship that I need to be in or that I should be in, or is it something that I should excuse myself from because he still have a bad temper? That's a great question.
That is a great question. That's a fantastic question. And in my opinion, as a relationship coach, what I would say is I think you should excuse yourself from the relationship, because once people show who they are in the beginning, you should believe them.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're showing that they have that tendency to be abusive and they still show streaks and signs of their anger through being frustrated and have that temper, then you should know that at any point they could easily snap again. I think that it would be best for you in this particular case to excuse yourself out of the relationship and find a more healthier relationship, someone who's going to love you, someone who's not going to abuse you in any way. So it would be the best thing, it would be in the best interest for you to actually find someone else, someone who's more, who will appreciate you more, who will appreciate your love more, and who will show that love more towards you.
That is absolutely true, Daniel, because I know what it feels like to be in a relationship. I was married to someone who abused me for years. And because I'm a Christian, I didn't want to leave the marriage because I didn't want people to talk about me. And so I stayed in that relationship, and it killed something on the inside of me. And believe me, my tears became the water that I drank, and my pain began to be the bread that I eat. And I had so many journals that I wrote during that time to express my pain, the severity of what I was going through. I wrote so many letters to God asking him to release me from that relationship. But because I was also a minister of the gospel, I did not want to just walk away from my marriage. And finally, God removed him. One day he just got up, he abused me, and he left. I never saw him again. So I want to remind you, they always tell you they will never do it again. They always tell you this is the last time. But there is never a last time. And somebody is going to get hurt real bad. And so as a woman to another woman, I encourage you to take a deep evaluation of where you are right now in your life and where you'd like to be. And when you do that, see where this person fits in your life 5, 10 years from now. How are they going to add value to you? What are they doing that will enable you to get to your next level, to help you to look beyond your challenges and see the greatness that is on the inside of you? He can't do that for you. That's something you have got to do for yourself. And when you get out of that toxic waste that you're in, you're going to begin to see life in a whole new light, and things you never dreamt that you could do or could achieve, you're going to realize that, oh, my God, I have all this power on the inside of me all this time, and I didn't realize it. So I encourage you to reclaim your power, renew the spirit of your mind, and move on. There is so much ahead of you, my dear, that God wants to bless you with. And sometimes the people that we have in our personal space, they're preventing us from our next level. But the moment we walk away from that toxic place, then we begin to experience great blessings in our life. And that's the best advice I could give you, because that's what I gave myself years ago.
And that's fantastic advice. And just so I can go back saying what I actually mentioned before during my speech, I said love should not hurt. Taking whoopings, and I'll mention mental whoopings, but taking physical abuse or any other type of abuse is not love. And the fact of the matter is, when you're in a relationship with someone that's not right for you, As long as you continue to believe that there's something better, there's someone better for you, and you have faith that even if this is not the right person I'm going to meet that right person, then that right person may come along. Because if you think about it also, I always tell this to a lot of women that join my matchmaking service or they just got out of a previous relationship, you have to kiss a few frogs to meet your prince. Because when you find that right person, it's going to make you appreciate him so much more just because of what you've been through prior.
You are so right, Daniel. Yep.
Mm.
Are there any questions from our live audience? Everyone's line is unmuted. If you have a question or comment, please don't be shy to share it. We have so many people on the line.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Phyllis, and I'm from Georgia. And I was listening to the comment about removing toxic people earlier, and that is one of the greatest things I've ever done for myself. And it's not always in relationships, male, female. It can be family, that are toxic and bring negativity to your life. And by removing that negativity and letting people know that you won't accept it, your body starts to heal, because I was literally sick from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. And it's good that you removed that person from your life because you started to feel better. And it's unfortunate, but it does happen that way, to where you allow people to come into your space, into your mental space, and they can cause a toxic type of reaction towards you to make you feel physical pain and ailments. I mean, it's very unfortunate, but it does happen, which is why I would recommend, and I know Stacy recommended as well, to remove that type of person from your space. Don't allow them into your consciousness. Don't allow them into your mental space. That's the best thing that you should do for your health and for your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me when I tell you that it works, and sometimes you have been knocking on doors, you're praying, and you're saying, God, please open this door for me, because you have a dream and you want that door to be open. But I want to tell you this as well, that many of the doors that I'm now privy to walk in did not open to me until after I got out of that relationship, after that man left. And at the time, even though he was abusing me, I felt so broken after he left, because I was like, he abandoned his family. We have a daughter together, and I was like, oh, my God. And he never looked back. He never called to check on his daughter. He still hasn't. And so I was at a broken place, and then one day I heard a whisper, I gave you the biggest blessing of your life. Why are you mourning? In mourning, as if someone died. Do not mourn, but bury your past, because it will be no more. And after I heard that, I got up, and I saw doors began to open that I'm walking in now. And so anybody who is in that type of environment, I implore you today, take that leap of faith. You can only enhance your life, and you will find yourself at a better place.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. Any other question or comment for Daniel on tonight? And again, ladies, we can't let pride tell us that we shouldn't ask the question or we shouldn't comment because we think what somebody's going to think about us. It is for us to talk and have dialogue over stuff like this. So if you have something to say, please share. Okay, I have a question coming in from Twitter. Let me see what my direct mail is saying.
All right.
Awesome. Oh, my goodness. Someone said, finally, I can breathe. and I can exhale. Oh, my goodness, this is exactly what I needed today. I've been in a relationship for 5 years that has had me feeling so broken inside. But today I believe I have the strength to move on. Thank you.
All right.
One question, she said, how do I tell him it is over?
Well, depending on how long the two of you were actually together, you may want to tell him with some care, but you have to actually express to him exactly what's been causing you that pain and what has caused you to say, you know what, it's time for me to turn a new leaf. It's time for me to step out of the relationship. It's time for me to end this current relationship. It's time for me to do this. You have to explain your reasons so he understands it, and hopefully he will listen, not just hear what you're saying, but listen and could apply that to making some changes in his next relationship.
You know, I always say this, Daniel, and I'm going to say this to the young lady today because it's the lady that is asking the question. I'm going to say this to you. Think about going into a 5-diamond restaurant or 5-star restaurant and the presentation of the food on that plate that is placed in front of you. And if the presentation is beautiful, you'll want to take part of that meal. But if it is not, you'll get upset and you may walk out. It is the same thing that you do with your words. Put your words together. Don't rush into saying it is over. Don't say it is over. Don't just come out and say, hey, Tom, it's over. You want to make sure that you are properly articulating your words in a way that this man's ego will not die to the floor. So you want to speak life into the man at the same time while you're giving him the news. I think we need to go our separate ways at this time. It has nothing to do with you, but I need to reevaluate my life. And there are some things that I need to work on, and I would like my space to do that. And while we are in this relationship, these are the issues that we have had, and I would like to see what I can do in myself to enhance my life. If you just come out and say, hey, it's over, I don't want to be with you anymore, you're going to kill that man's ego, and he may just flash you a box if he's that violent. And so it is all about the way you articulate your message so that this man feels like, okay, I'm not the worst person in the world. He's not the best, but you don't want him to feel like, oh, my God, he's just come off the earth. You don't want to do that because a man's ego is what makes him feel powerful. And if you try to take that away, you're going to hurt him. So present your message in a way that you're lifting him up, but at the same time you're dropping him, but you're not dropping him on the floor.
Absolutely. And, again, I agree 1,000% with everything you just said. And I just want to just say again that you should handle the conversation with care. You should definitely handle it with care and explain to him. Now, the fact of the matter is we all have flaws. We all have issues that are wrong with us. We all have problems, and maybe it would be a little bit easier to mention to him, like, listen, I haven't been the greatest in this department, and whatever the case may be, but just going based on what you said, these are the issues that we had in our relationships, and this is why I need some time apart from you. This is why we need to break up. But you should also mention the things that you love about that person, what you love about him, what you appreciated during your time in a relationship with him, to make him feel happy, to make him feel that there's hope, to make him feel strong, to make him have that belief that, okay, this relationship didn't work, but the next relationship I get into will be much better. And it should be I always encourage with everyone that approaches me for relationship advice to have open communication. Everything that I base my talks on, that I base my information and advice on, relates in some way to communication. You should communicate with him throughout the relationship. So when you're at that point that you feel that it's time to end things, that your communication would be so strong that he would actually listen to what you have to say, that he would understand what you're saying, and he shouldn't be surprised by the breakup if you communicated with him all along to tell him what the issues were. So
Absolutely.
it's best for you to just express to him how you feel about the situation, and again, handle it with care.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Daniel. Are there any other questions from our live audience or comments tonight? Wow, day one has been so fulfilling. Oh, my goodness. So
yeah, it's amazing. And again, I have to say that I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this call, to be a part of this event. And I will also, just like Angelique, will be listening in to other speakers as they come aboard this call and they share their thoughts and their information and advice. And I look forward to the beneficial information that I will receive from others as well.
Absolutely. Any final remarks for those who are listening about their relationship?
If you're in a relationship, when things are going great, when you're in a relationship with someone and you're happy, again, appreciate them. Express it. Express your love for them. Don't take the little things for granted, because when you get out of the relationship, what I notice that people tend to miss the most are the little things. The waking up next to the person and seeing their smile, or to give them a kiss, or to sit at the table next to them. They miss the little things. Don't take those things for granted. Appreciate every single thing about the person that you're with if you're in a relationship with them. And not only that, to stay on topic, appreciate yourself. Appreciate all the good qualities that you have. Appreciate the love that you could provide. Appreciate who you are, because, again, you are special, and you have so much to contribute to a relationship. And if you want to find out more information about what I do and how I can help you, then you can have a complimentary 30-minute free consultation with me by signing up on my website at DanielAmis, that's AMIS.com. Just go to the Contact Us link, type in your number, your information, and I will contact you and help you out with whatever challenge you may be having right now, whatever challenge you may be experiencing in your current relationship. So I look forward to hearing from all of you that have challenges, that have problems. I look forward to connecting with you. And thank you again, Stacey, for this opportunity.
It's been such a pleasure to work with you, Daniel, and I thank you so much, everyone, for joining us again. If you'd like to connect with Women Faith Speakers, please do so at womenfaithspeakers.org. It is an organization that helps women with their speaking platform. It educates and cultivates women to transform their passion of speaking into a profitable brand. We help you to refine your gifts, define the process, decode the purpose, and enhance what you already love to do. So, again, connect with us at womenfaithspeakers.org. And our speaker for tomorrow, June 2nd at 5:30 p.m., will be Miss Catrice Wright. She'll be talking to us on Loving the Queen in You. And so we look forward to you joining us tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., we'll have Miss Letitia Renee Hooker. She'll be talking to us on Love Conquers All. And at 7:30 p.m., we'll have Monique Bartlett, and she'll be talking to us about self-love and weight loss, how it will make you feel better, live better, and be better. And so I hope that you all will join us again tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m. with Miss Catrice Wright. May God's blessing continue to be upon you and yours.